we've got a couple of exciting upcoming features for Q1 or Q2. First one being a proof of knowledge feature. We're going to make support for Web2 wallets as well. I think that the final thing I would quite like to mention as well is we are kind of looking at white label solutions of the platform. We've had some interest from different projects who would like their own copy of the platform that's kind of isolated from us with their own branding. And we've been exploring, how we can support that.
What is up, Ada Nation? Welcome to Dapp Central. My name is Fareed, breaking down all of the biggest and greatest build issue going on in Cardano. As a part of today's video, I am going to be joined by Sean to talk about what is an up-and-coming platform, which is work.courses. If you guys have not heard of this awesome NFT project building and providing real utility, that's what we're going to do, is talk all about it. So without any further ado, let me bring up Sean, the founder of this awesome project on Cardano.
Hey,
Sean,
thanks for having me.
dude, thank you so much for joining me. We've been chatting in the background here for a couple of weeks, if not months now.
Mm-hmm.
And your project is one of the ones that I think has not only delivered on their promises, but is really beginning to provide some awesome utility for anybody who's in the teaching space or that has content that could be beneficial to anybody within Web3. So let's jump into everything you guys have been building. But before we do that, let's maybe talk a little bit about you. Can you
Yeah,
maybe give
sure.
us some of your background and how you came into this space?
Yeah, awesome. So my name's Sean. I'm a full stack developer, but I primarily focus on like cross-platform mobile development. So iOS, Android, Tizen, Windows apps, stuff like that. But I can also build websites, dApps, and stuff as well. And I kind of started in probably the crypto space around April 2019, back when Bitcoin was about 7,000 USD. I then discovered NFTs probably about October 2021. The first mint was a clumsy ghost, which was pretty cool. So I was DJing into a lot of different Cardano NFT projects. And then I moved over to Ethereum for a little bit, primarily because of the art. I felt like the quality of the art on a lot of the NFTs in Ethereum was subpar, in comparison to the Cardano at the time. So I was doing some work over there, learned smart contracts, helped out a couple of projects with a few different things, launched some ERC20 tokens just for fun as test. And then I met Walter, who is the artist behind The Working Dead. And I basically said to Walter, like, with your art skills and my development skills, we'll be able to go back to Cardano and, really shake things up and build something awesome. So that's kind of how The Working Dead was born. We started working on The Working Dead probably about September 2022. And the mint happened on the 4th of Jan. It was a really successful first mint. We split it into two phases. So to kind of make it a little bit interesting, what we said is we'll have the pre-sale open for an hour, and then we'll have the public open for 3 hours. And after that 3 hours, we pause the mint, and then we'll do a second phase. And I think we probably sold about 65%, maybe 70% in the first 3 hours. And then we did another mint, which basically, sold out the remaining supply, which is a total of 666 on February. So yeah, like we've just been building like crazy since. And yeah, I think that's probably my crypto story so far. Since launching The Working Dead, it's been busy. We've just been building this platform like crazy. It's full on. We had a big period where we were doing a lot of design work, getting a lot of iterations until we finally got something that we were 100% happy with as well. So the development probably started about June this year, and we wanted exposure to the Ethereum chain as well, because we knew that we were going to be building like a really powerful platform, and we're going to build it bespoke from the ground up. We're not taking any shortcuts, and we were doing things properly. So we knew that this platform was too good to be on a chain which doesn't have a large market share right now. So we moved over to Ethereum to also bring, more people over and get more exposure to Cardano as well. which it definitely has done. You know, the Working Dead has been a really great project for bringing over a lot of people to Cardano and them learning more about the technology. And I hope the Working Dead platform will kind of be that resource and tool that kind of allows people to bridge over and learn new technologies and new chains. And, you know, our platform is leveraging Cardano as well. So yeah, it's all pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah, there's quite a bit to kind of dive into there. So let's maybe take it piece by piece, right? I appreciate all of the talk about the NFTs. I think that's going to be a big piece there.
Mhm.
But let's maybe focus on what's kind of really gotten a lot of the attention in the past couple of months, which is going to be work.courses. So,
Mhm.
for anybody who's brand new into this space, can you highlight what work.courses is and what some of the benefits of a learning platform like this, which is building on Web3, right? Again,
Yeah.
really um, doing a solid work in terms of decentralizing knowledge, but also bringing two communities together, which is the Ethereum community and the
Yeah.
Cardano community. Just kind of break that down for us, and again, touch on some of the latest features you guys have kind of been putting out here in the past couple of months.
Yeah. Cool. So I think, you know, the main utility that we had planned for the Working Dead was we wanted to build a Web3 learning platform. We knew by building a platform using Web3 and blockchain technology, we were able to, you know, build something unique and possibly even have an edge on a lot of the Web2 platforms. For example, Udemy is a very similar model to what we've built. Our platform allows anyone to sign up as a learner and engage in content. A lot of the courses are free. You know, it's free for anyone to sign up, and we have like learn and earn mechanisms put in place. So like the more that you interact with the platform, you can earn our token work daily. And then if you're an instructor, and any instructor is able to sign up to the platform and create a course, and they're able to create a course and monetize it with either ADA or work. So if you were creating a course, you would be able to specify your ADA address in the course, and then every time someone interacts with it, you just passively earn ADA that goes into your wallet. And that's the same if someone purchases with work, it just goes into your wallet. So it's a really great tool because, you know, any content creator can go on, put content they've already created and monetize it through our platform completely free. And we add loads of awesome features to kind of give creators the flexibility to kind of control who accesses the courses as well. So we've got like token gating by either policy ID or contract ID. So for example, I can create a course and I can say, you know, only Working Dead holders can have access to this course, or only Clay Nation, or, you know, any kind of policy ID. We've also built gate in a course by delegating to a stake pool. So if you wanted to create a course and you wanted people to delegate to the Dapp Central stake pool in order to access your content, you know, you'd be able to do that on the platform as well. And, you know, we're always looking at different ways that we can, you know, give the creators more flexibility to, you know, control who accesses the courses and stuff like that. So they're kind of like the main creator features. Now, as a learner on the platform, well, creators can use these features too. But we've built a lot of awesome features in our rewards tab, which is like an exclusive tab for Working Dead holders. In this tab, they can participate in like vault events. So you lock away your work for X amount of time, and you'll get a good boosted work reward once the vault unlocks. We've also built a tool where to incentivize people to come in and check the platform every day. You can claim daily rewards. So every day people go in and they just press the claim reward button, and they'll earn tokens every day based on how many NFTs they've got in their wallet. So we already have like about 150, you know, unique accounts using this reward feature daily, which is pretty cool. We've also built a mission system. So you can level up your account with XP. And then when you level up, you can earn different rewards. Currently, it's just work rewards, but in the future, we want to be able to reward NFTs, badges for your profile, all sorts. We've also built a course bounties feature. So if we find a topic that's quite desirable that we think would be valuable for the platform, then we can put a bounty on that topic. And, say we'll give you, 100,000 work to create a course on that. So yeah, we've just been building like crazy, building a lot of awesome features for the holders and just for the platform in general, because you don't actually need to be a working dead holder to access the platform or interact with any of the content.
Yeah, that was quite the list. And for the viewers, I want to preface this by saying that everything you guys just heard Sean mention is actually live. These are not things that they're expecting to build. These are things that are already done. And so, huge update there. I want to kind of recap what I can actually recall. Um, this is not only available to Cardano community members or Ethereum members, anybody can join the platform. But
Mm,
if you hold one of the Working Dead NFTs, that will actually give you the added utility, right, to chip in, earn some of the revenue via the vaults, also participate in some of the bounties and things like that. So if you
mhm,
guys want to dive a little bit deeper, right, that's where the NFTs come in. And we'll kind of save that portion for the second part of this video, where we're also going to be being joined by Rod G. So he's actually in the back of the studio right now. We'll bring him up here in just a little bit to kind of talk about what he's doing. And I think there might also be some chat about a proposal going on there as well.
mhm.
Now, Sean, that's quite a bit there. You know,
I've got more.
yeah, no, and we're definitely going to get to that. We're going to get to that. I think there's some alpha at the end too surrounding what you guys are planning to do.
Mhm.
You know,
Actually, I've
but
got tons of alpha to share with our
awesome.
2024 roadmap.
Awesome, awesome. Let's just maybe kind of pivot, right? Because the actual platform is one part of the solution. The NFTs
Mhm,
is a second portion, but there's also even the work token, right?
mhm.
So, do you mind maybe touching a little bit about the tokenomics? I believe that there's been an update as of late. And then there's also actually been a rush for more liquidity, right, on
Mhm.
additional platforms. So, could you maybe expound on both of those aspects? Number one, the tokenomics, and then number two, liquidity and how people can actually get access to the token, given the
Yeah.
fact that you guys have recently also integrated with a platform, I believe it's Dex Hunter, right, to actually provide swaps directly in house from the Workcourses website.
Yeah, cool. So we actually launched the work token when we launched our staking platform, probably in February last year. And yeah, we provided our own initial liquidity offering. But because at the time the token didn't really have any utility, it's kind of just been up and down the whole way through. And we've tried to like provide different incentives, to give the token a use case whilst we were building the platform. But basically, the token is the backbone behind the entire platform. This is how we can reward people in unique ways. Um, and the way that it kind of works as well. So we can reward people with multiple different kind of missions and interactions with the platform. And the reason why we chose Cardano as well is specifically for the low transaction fees. Now, what we've done to also combat us having to pay a lot of transaction fees as people are using the platform is we built an internal crediting system. So like as users are using the platform, instead of us having to, cover the fee to reward them after every time they complete a mission or something like that, we allow deposits and withdrawals to the platform. And this makes the platform completely cross-platform as well, right? So you can use it the same way on a MetaMask wallet. You'll be able to use it on a Solana wallet in the future. And this is all just one big onboarding process to Cardano, because our token is always going to remain on Cardano. Our Cardano collection is always going to be the one distributing the work. And then any users of the platform can also earn additional awards by, interacting with the rewards tab as a NFT holder. But yeah, like the main allocation goes towards the actual work platform, because this is where we're going to be like, have the highest emissions. We're not looking short term. We've planned long term with this. So the idea is, with these kind of tokenomics, we should be able to um, help healthily like distribute rewards over a nice period of time. But what we did have a couple of people reach out to us about, because our liquidity pool didn't have substantial liquidity at the time, is we had a couple of people get in touch about wanting to do OTC, over the counter private work swaps, because they didn't want any slippage when they do a substantial buy. Because the issue was, if someone was to do like a 6,000-7,000 ADA buy, then that would pump the price up 35 odd percent. So because we had a couple of requests in a short space of time, to have a look at our liquidity issue, we did restructure our tokenomics in a way that we can support a token sale. And the token sale, we launched it a couple of days ago. It wasn't really a big marketing push or anything like that, because we're not trying to push the token on people. We want only people who see the value in what we're doing to swap work with the platform. But the idea is, we've built like dynamic pricing into the platform, so it goes off the current market price of the DEX. So now, if someone's going to do a substantial buy of work tokens, if they did it through the platform, you wouldn't have that big 20-30% pump. People can invest and swap ADA for work, without it going on the DEX, and 100% of that liquidity all gets added, to our pool. So since we've launched that, we've already increased our TVL probably by 33%, and we only launched it 48 hours ago. So yeah, it's going pretty well. Basically, we're going to act as the vendor for the work token in the short term, just to increase our liquidity. Once it's at a reasonable level, we'll switch it off, and we've still got the DEX Hunter integration built into the platform as well. So people can buy off the market, or they can just buy without slippage. It's completely up to them.
Yeah, I'm happy to hear about that uptick in demand for the work token. Again, I think it shows a lot of the interest, which is finally flowing back into the NFT space, therefore also flowing back into a platform like yours, which is, again, providing real world utility. Myself, as a content creator, I definitely have a lot of plans that I want to speak with you about, right? And just leveraging the work platform. But from what I've seen so far, is that there's been a lot of engagement, a lot of courses coming out about DeFi, NFTs, and how to also create content as well popping up there, right? And that's really what I love about the platform, is that it's not only for one specific type of content. Regardless of what kind of content that you want to post there, as long as there's a consumer, right? It is available to be posted on there. And then what I really also like is how easy it is to actually put a course together, right? So
Yeah.
whether you want to have videos, text, pictures, quizzes, all of that stuff is all available to be put together in a custom course that you're able to basically what is the word, curate for your own community. And so one thing I do want to also quickly touch on, as we kind of move the conversation a little bit further, is going to be staking, right? So you guys right now do have a staking portal. Do you mind touching on some of the benefits, again, because I think that actually ties directly back into the work token?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, we launched our staking portal with Anvil. So Anvil have like a white labeled solution for the staking platform. Now the staking platform is exclusive to Cardano NFTs. The Ethereum NFTs don't have that allocation. And we did something pretty unique when we launched the Working Dead collection. We split the 6,666 NFTs into 6 different companies. The company names are kind of like Last Breath Bank, Skull Tech, like cool, cool kind of names. And then for each company, we allocated different roles for the NFTs. So there's 1,111 NFTs per company. And then one company, each company would have a CEO, a CFO, and stuff like that. And then depending on the role of the NFTs, that would influence how many work tokens it can earn daily whilst it's staked. Which was really fun to implement, because people had a lot of fun with the roles and stuff like that. Like on the JPEG Store extension plugin, I don't think you've got it installed there, but it tells you the roles, how much work you'll be earning daily for each NFT, because it's not just influenced on the role, but if there's rare traits as well, that will also boost the rewards. So yeah, it's all pretty custom, but yeah,
Yeah, I
It-
don't have the extension, but I can definitely just go ahead and pick some of these roles here. And what I really like about this too is the gamification of the roles and how you're able to earn more depending on which type of NFT that you hold. So you definitely want to take a look at these filters, at these traits, if you're looking to pick some of these up off the secondary market, because the different roles will provide you with different staking bonuses and rewards.
and then if you go to the executive property, that's not a role. It's something separate. Just check out the one of ones that we've got. Everyone loves the Working Dead one of ones. They're
Yeah,
really
the artwork on these is pretty amazing.
yeah, yeah. So I love the Rick and Morty one. That was the first one we did. But yeah, like hats off to Walter. He always pulls it out of the park. And yeah, those one of ones are awesome.
Yeah, that's actually what drew me into the project. And for full transparency, I do own the TWD NFTs. I've got mine staking. They've been staking for over a couple of months now, so I'm raking in some nice work, and
Yeah.
there's been a lot of price action or price appreciation, I should say, going towards that. Of course, not financial advice. Just wanting to bring this particular project to the spotlight because I think that builders like yourself that have delivered on their roadmaps, without major delays, need
Mhm.
more attention, in this
Well,
space. Go ahead.
um, we actually had the alpha version of the platform work.courses to be delivered in Q4 last year. We pushed it through really quick. I pushed myself really hard last year to make sure we could get out as soon as possible. I felt a lot of pressure. When you've launched an NFT project, people want to know, people want to see it. So we pushed extremely hard to make sure that we could get it out as soon as possible. We delivered it in Q3, the MVP alpha version. And then we did a massive, massive development push for the past 3 months to transition to the beta period of the platform, which kind of like mainly focuses on the learn and earn model, and like incentivizing people to come back, check in, and interact with the platform, and it's gone great. So the past couple of months, with all of these new features and stuff, I think it's finally come to light, that we're kind of getting the recognition that we deserve. Ada Whale gave us a shout out the other day, which was a really good feeling. It just shows that the hard work that we've been putting in is definitely paying off, and we're getting the 2024 seems to kind of be the year that the Working Dead begins to thrive, which is awesome. Yeah, I'm super excited. Just like every day, something kind of new comes up, and yeah, I just can't wait to see where we're going to be in 6 months to a year. Even at this point now, we've got 1,150 users signed up to the platform, which is just awesome. What happens when we've got 10,000 users on the platform, or 500 courses, or 1,000 courses? All of a sudden, this platform becomes, an extremely valuable resource for everyone, to go on and access content that's from a Web3 community as well. It could be even just like staying safe in Web3, protecting your wallets, all sorts. We even got in, even a Udemy instructor got in touch, and uploaded a load of courses on languages, like how to learn German and stuff like that. And, it's the thing is anything goes in the platform. We're not saying, it has to be all Web3, blockchain development, art. We want to cover everything. We want to be the new Udemy of Web3. And, we will carry on working like crazy until we kind of get to some sort of decent level like that.
Yeah, you guys are well on your way. I'm actually just jumping back into the platform. I was completing a couple of missions as you were speaking. That's literally how quick and easy some of those are. I've gone ahead and claimed my daily work, and right now, let's see here. I'm level one. Still got a little bit of XP to gain, but that's I think one of the key pieces that really I think makes this such an enjoyable platform is not just are you able to learn, right, but you're also then able to actually gamify this process, and there's now incentive through the work token to actually jump on the platform, claim your
Mhm.
rewards, become an instructor, create a course, etc., on top of the revenue sharing vaults and some of the other benefits that you mentioned there as well. Now, because we were just speaking about the actual roadmap, that's going to take me to this next portion before we bring up our guest for today's interview. that is
Hmm.
going to be, what is the focus moving forward? So there's
Yeah.
been so much that's been achieved. The alpha is now out. The beta, or I guess the final product is now out, right?
I would
All these
say it's
features
just
have now been built. Yeah. What comes next? What comes next?
so we're really lucky because we did all the foundational work by the book, and followed all of the best practices. And it can take years for a startup business to get to the position that we're at now. It's put us in a position where we can build features pretty rapidly because we have the skills in house to do it as well. So we've got a couple of exciting upcoming features for Q1 or Q2. First one being a proof of knowledge feature. So we're going to be able to allow course creators to be able to reward participants in their course with an NFT or a Cardano native token as a reward, and that can be an NFT which is proof of knowledge. We could potentially lock it in a Franken address so it can't be moved. So it's in that wallet, and that wallet has proof of knowledge that they completed this suite of courses, which should be a pretty cool feature to implement. And this goes hand in hand with the next one, which is NFT your knowledge feature, which is going to be we're going to be using Saturn NFT, by Avatar Nick, to implement this. So it's going to be pretty cool. And the idea is you can mint your course as an NFT. So it's like, for example, like if I was going to create a course on how to write smart contracts, um, I can, set the price of the course, and then every time someone wants to interact with that course, they'll mint an NFT, and that ADA would, go to the um, the learner as well, and then they would be able to swap and sell that NFT, once they've used it in the future. So, like, essentially, the course creation process could turn into like a minting process if that's what people wanted to do. If they wanted to create a course and mint it as an NFT, which should be a really interesting one to implement. I think we can have a lot of fun with that. Another thing that we've got in the pipeline for Q1, Q2 is our Ethereum collection at the moment. We are looking to bridge it over to Solana. We're going to build the bridge ourselves. I've already started doing some work on it. I say bridge, but basically the way it'll work is you'll burn an Ethereum NFT and we will remint the same NFT on Solana. So then the working dad will have exposure across three different chains: Cardano, Ethereum, and Solana. But obviously, the platform is always leveraging our Cardano token. So this is a big onboarding, scheme for Cardano as well. So yeah, that one's going to be really interesting. We're going to make support for Web2 wallets as well. I did release a Discord wallet connect the other day, but we've had to pull the feature temporarily, so I can just do a little bit more work on the security side. But in the future, to onboard people to Web3, if we've got a big resource and a catalog of hundreds of courses about how to set up a wallet, stay safe online, and stuff like that, this Web2 authenticate with like Discord or Google or something like that is going to be really nice, to kind of get people started. Um, and then what we're also going to do is embed the Cardano roles into the platform as well. So currently, the platform can recognize how many NFTs that you've got in your Cardano wallet, but we don't actually read the metadata. And this is going to be quite a big task that we're going to be implementing too. And that, and the reason why we're implementing that is to kind of reward the higher roles in the collection even more. We'll have more flexibility. Like we could even, for example, and this is not planned, but just an example, you could say, well, you need a supervisor role in order to take advantage of restricting your course by delegation, or something like that. There's so much flexibility and stuff we can do once we can read the roles of the NFTs in the wallet, and we can do with the Ethereum ones, but currently not with Cardano. There's a few more hoops that we have to jump through to get to that.
That is quite the list. I've got a recap here. We got proof of knowledge, NFT your knowledge, Solana integrations, Web2 wallet integrations, and a Cardano specific role upgrade. So quite a bit coming down the pipes here.
Yeah.
Again, with how you guys have already delivered your track record, I've got no doubts that you guys will be able to deliver on all these here. And that, as you mentioned earlier, this year will be the year that the Working Dead Project gets its much deserved recognition and adoption. So I wish you all the best in that. Now, Sean, we are getting to the 30-minute mark. We've got our guest
Mhm.
in the back, or in the studio, I should say. Let me go ahead and bring up Rod G to talk a little bit more about an upcoming proposal and just what he's contributing to the Working Dead project. So, without any further ado, Rod G,
How's it
welcome,
going,
welcome,
everybody?
welcome.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounding nice
Awesome.
and clear. How are you?
Great. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Awesome to hear Sean here talking about the platform. I mean, it's truly unique. This is something that I, as an educator, so I'm a college professor. I teach at a local college in San Diego. And the minute that I saw the platform, I was like, this is amazing. I've been looking for something to integrate into my classes to bring in Web3 into the college classroom. There's nothing like it on Cardano. There's a few things like it on other chains, but nothing quite like it if you really are paying attention to all of the features. Sean's done a great job of already explaining where the project is and where it's going. What I'm sort of doing is bringing in the project catalyst side of the conversation. So we put in a proposal for Fund 11. As you know, the voting is going on right now. Well, the registration round is going on right now. We have another few days to register wallets. Actually, on the practical side of things, that's one thing that we are looking to do. I'm creating a course right now in Work.Courses that is specifically for how do you register your wallet and how do you vote. And we will keep updating it right with every fund. But the idea really is, hey, here's a free mini course on how to do this process that we think is a little bit complex, and we can simplify it for you, and have you take part in this and maybe vote for something that would be great to have, which is just additional tooling for Working Dead. So I was telling Sean that I would love to take this platform directly into the classroom, but it's lacking a few little items that I could use as an in-class material, right? So like tracking students. We were talking about the NFT and the leveling up possibility. There's a lot that we've talked about in the background, but the long story short of the proposal is that it would be to add improvements to the Working Dead to make it an actual like in-class feasible platform. It's already the best working LMS that I've seen, period. But in the classroom, based on these specific little things that you need, if we can improve it with this proposal, it would have no equal as far as a learning management system with wallet connectors, NFTs, the gamification that you've just heard. In any case, I'm a huge fan of the project. That is definitely the main thing that I'm focusing on. I'm also helping with course development. So if anybody wants to come on board and isn't really sure how to create a course, it's what I do for a living. So, I can definitely help with that. We have a passion for education. So we now have a platform to really make use of that. I'm a big fan of your show. So I love what you're doing. I love that you're interested in the platform. And I think this is the right focus for the Web3 space, right? Learning, education, powering each other up, giving each other new literacy. That's my focus. So I don't want to riff on too long here. The proposal is to improve the Working Dead platform with some new, not even improve, add features, because it's already where it needs to be as far as a learning management system standalone. But to integrate it into the traditional education system. And there is interest at the local level for new technologies. So it's just kind of a perfect moment to really say, hey, you know what? 2024, I think, is the moment where we integrate more of Web3 into the traditional system.
Very nicely said. I was going to mention that same exact point that you did there about this not only touching the crypto or the Web3 space, but really being able to take this and then tie that back into the traditional classroom, where now you're getting the benefits of a decentralized LMS or learning management system, but the students are now also getting exposure, right, to where now their interest might be piqued into taking a look at Cardano, NFTs, the Working Dead, just the entire Web3 space. So I think that it's a win-win on both sides. And obviously it's a win-win for the Working Dead, right? Because now they get the exposure that's outside of the traditional system. So I'm really excited to hear, about what you're doing with this proposal. I'll go ahead and leave the link to it down below for anybody who's interested in supporting it. And again, I'll definitely be doing my due diligence, reading over it, and giving it my support here as the voting period is going to be coming up here. So if you guys have not already registered your wallets, make sure to go ahead and do so. If that particular course is available by the time that this video goes up, I'll go ahead and leave the link to that registration tutorial down below as well. But I wanted to also highlight that, right? The fact that you're able to provide a free course. It's almost like when you're walking in the mall and they're handing you these little taste tests, right? Where it's like it's just enough for you to come by, take a bite, and then decide that you actually want to go all in and purchase the meal, right? So this, I think, is a really nice way to onboard people into the platform, give them a free course, give them that exposure, and really let them see this is what work courses is all about. So Raji, I want to say thank you for that. In closing, I know we just brought you up here. I maybe want to turn it over to Sean first for anything that he wants to maybe just highlight, drop in terms of alpha, and then we'll
Mhm.
come back to you, Ra, to get your closing thoughts about where you see work going and anything that you maybe want to just share that you haven't gotten the chance to talk about as of yet. So, Sean, over to you for closing thoughts and comments.
Yeah, two things I'd probably say. One is I don't think I mentioned that the platform is fully mobile compatible, so you can authenticate from your mobile on a Vespa wallet or MetaMask. But I think that the final thing I would quite like to mention as well is we are kind of looking at white label solutions of the platform. We've had some interest from different projects who would like their own copy of the platform that's kind of isolated from us with their own branding. And we've been exploring, how we can support that. And we're going to take two different approaches. One is going to be an ambassador program, which plugs into our own database. So, for example, if you wanted your own version of Worked platform, which is styled with your own domain, we would be able to support that. And then anyone that goes to your own, portal would only see your exclusive content, but then it would also get posted to ours as well. So like this is going to be something we're going to be exploring. We're building it under the domain buildmyutility.com, which is a pretty cool domain name as well. And then we want to also support standalone platforms. So people who want to have a database that's completely isolated from our own. So like maybe they want to take advantage of the features that we've built in the Work platform, but with their own token, distribute their own token and stuff like that. So yeah, that will also be something that we'll be exploring in 2024. We've already had a lot of interest. So yeah, I expect to see a couple of work.courses platforms popping up in 2024. But that's it from me. Thanks a lot for having me again. It's been awesome.
Yeah, not a problem. This is very well deserved and very much overdue. I've been following your project here for quite a while. Given the fact that my channel isn't necessarily so deep into the NFT space, I don't think I've given it the coverage that it deserves. I do have a full dedicated video just kind of introducing the project to my community. But I think that over the coming months, I'm definitely going to have to do a better job of updating my community about projects like these that are building. I think that overall the NFT space, it gets a lot of flack because there are a lot of people that come in. It's a very low barrier to entry space right now. Obviously, as it's maturing, it's really just kind of had its first bull run. But I think that builders like yourself do need to really be at the forefront showing and showcasing that, hey, this is what can actually be done with NFT projects. It's not just the traditional PFP where it's, no utility and just hopes of, buying in low and selling high, right? But this is actually something that has tangible benefits, tangible usage. And as Raj just mentioned, he's now going to be integrating this with this class, giving this exposure not only to Working Dead, but to Cardano and Web3. So this is the kind of projects that we need. And again, I'm going to do my job or my part here to kind of bring this to the masses. Now, in closing, what you just talked about there was build my utility. I could definitely see myself signing up and leveraging, my own white label solution, not only benefiting my community, right, where I can add my own gates, but then also giving back over to the work community. Because again, as you mentioned, those courses would basically be shared on my personal white label solution and also on the official work courses platform. So really nice way to end it off there, Sean. Raji, back over to you for closing thoughts.
Yeah, thank you. I just kind of want to reiterate the point that you made about 2024 being the year of education in Web3. I'm very certain that LMSs The idea of integration, wallet connectors, all that stuff will be more and more commonplace. Give it a few months to a year. I do tallies in my classes, right? Asking students who's got NFTs, who's got blockchain items or whatever. None of them ever do. The last 2 semesters, a few have started to understand, right? So some of them will raise their hand, right? I think this is the year then to really hit the traditional systems. I want to say one thing really quickly about NFTs, and that's that Working Dead platform offers you something interesting, right? So we operate a stake pool called DRMZ, and long story short is we airdrop a token to our delegators just for saying thank you for delegating, but it didn't really have much utility, really any utility up until this point. See, now with the platform, I've token gated that NFT. And now I can give those holders a bunch of courses, things that I honestly didn't think I could give them just a little bit ago before I found this platform and sort of teamed up here with Sean. So I think that's awesome. Like all of a sudden taking an old NFT that you have and token gating it with new content, amazing. The idea that you also have autonomy as the focal point for a lot of Web3 conversations. I just look at what the Working Dead platform is building, and everything Sean just mentioned is like the most autonomous right thing I've seen. Like he's just building it out, and here it is live, and people don't even know yet. So we got to really get the word out there. Listen, I'll say this with no qualms. Like learning management systems, this is the best one out there. And on a decentralized blockchain network, absolutely no competition. So let's really show work courses and Working Dead the love that it deserves. Absolutely. And thank you for having me on the show. Please look forward to the proposal on Project Catalyst. We were putting it up for review, and we have spaces that we host where we try to get some feedback on it. But when the voting ensues, I hope that everyone will take the course to register your wallet. You have about 4 days left, so I'll be pushing that out as soon as the graphics are updated. I'm sure there's a little bit of work to do with the graphics, but that'll be out later today. You can take it if you've never registered to vote. If you have, it'll just sort of be like a 3-step, how do you do this in case you need it, and take part, be part of it, really join the conversation.
Nice way to close us out there. Again, thank you to Sean and Raji. Again, I'll leave the official links for the entire Working Dead platform, aiming to not only connect the crypto space, right? That's again Cardano, Ethereum, and potentially now coming very soon, Solana, but also decentralizing the ability to contribute to knowledge sharing, allowing people to earn, right, along the way on a gamified platform. So it's been a wonderful interview. I've really enjoyed my time here. We're definitely going to have to do this again with the both of you guys as the platform and the protocol matures. But for you guys at the house, if you guys did enjoy today's video, I would really appreciate you guys if you could smash that thumbs up. If it's your first time stopping by Dapp Central on more content like this, consider subscribing. And last but not least, if you have any questions for me or Sean or Rod, right, surrounding Working Dead, Cardano, or their proposal, then please make sure to go ahead and leave a comment down below. That said, and as always, we'll see you guys in the next video.